For decades, the Indian film industry operated on a strict, predictable hierarchy. The massive corporate boardrooms in Mumbai dictated the landscape, relying on safe commercial formulas and established studio power to guarantee their returns. That absolute control vanished on a quiet Tuesday afternoon. A joint press release from Arca MediaWorks and Fox Star Studios announced a two-part Telugu mythological saga called Baahubali. The budget reached a record 750 crores, with Anand Sharma, the country's most bankable star, committing 2.5 years to the lead role. Inside Yash Raj Films, the immediate reaction was panic. Executive Aditya Chopra recognized a pan-Indian strategic threat masquerading as a regional project, specifically designed to bypass the physical walls and distribution networks of the traditional Mumbai studio system. By rejecting 25 crore paychecks and standard commercial scripts in favor of this long-term gamble, Anand signaled a shift in the hierarchy. He was betting his career that scale and artistic ambition would now outweigh the safety of legacy studio connections. The studio establishment responded with a coordinated counteroffensive. Within 48 hours, manufactured blind items flooded the entertainment press, framing Anand's decision as a career-ending mistake born of a fear of competing at the highest levels of Hindi cinema. This bar chart compares standard commercial film budgets against the combined returns of Anand's recent projects. Fans used this data to dismantle the PR campaign. His last two films generated 1,650 crores. The math proved he sought pressure rather than avoiding it. Then, respected theater veterans suddenly broke ranks. Manoj Bajpayee publicly backed the decision, explaining that serious artists follow inspiring stories and capable directors, regardless of geographic or linguistic borders. The negative media campaign collapsed. A manufactured industry narrative struggled, failing to survive when hard data, massive box office track records, and peer validation contradicted the spin. The industry eagerly awaited a response from Aditya Dhar, director of Uri, and a close collaborator informally consulted on the secretive project. After 3 days of silence, Director Dhar released a detailed public statement. He explained that Anand's photographic memory allowed him to vet the script's quality, and that the technical infrastructure at Maya VFX made the director's massive vision achievable. Dhar then pointed a mirror squarely at the Mumbai studios. He argued that the problem was not Anand's rejecting Hindi cinema, but Hindi cinema failing to offer projects that rivaled the ambition of global epics. That endorsement forced the industry to face its own internal standards. Baahubali was recontextualized from a regional gamble into a global event, forcing the Hindi film industry to acknowledge the gap between their formulaic projects and this new scale. While studio insiders debated the art, the distribution and exhibition sectors acted on the economics. They looked at Anand's track record and recognized a wave of audience demand approaching in exactly 15 months. This graph tracks the explosion of cinema infrastructure investment. It begins with PVR INOX approving a 2,200 crore expansion for premium multiplexes. This maneuver sparked a distributor arms race. Carnival Cinemas committed 800 crores. Cineplex added 600 crores, pushing total theater upgrades past 4,000 crores. This shift forced infrastructure development to precede the actual product. Instead of expanding after a hit film generates profits, billions were deployed based on the anticipated demand of a script choice over a year before the film's release. 6 months into production, the first official poster drop generated 100 million impressions within 24 hours, completely dominating the national conversation. Cultural commentators analyzed the project as a long-overdue assertion of Indian mythology. While Hollywood repeatedly mines Greek and Norse legends for global epics, Baahubali was finally applying that same world-class production value to local foundational stories. By casting a secular, pan-Indian star to lead the narrative, the production framed these stories for a modern, international demographic, shifting the focus from traditional religious portrayals to broadly accessible epic storytelling. The film's impact moved beyond the screen, becoming a focal point for a unifying cultural renaissance that disregarded linguistic and geographic borders within the country. But behind the billions in corporate capital and the millions of social media impressions, the reality of filmmaking continued on the exhausting, dusty sets in Hyderabad. Director S.S. Rajamouli sat down with Anand to review the external hype, confronting a sobering reality. An entire nation's cultural expectations and 4,000 crows in theater upgrades now relied entirely on the footage they were capturing each day. Anant refused to view the pressure as a burden. He categorized the massive investments and cultural hype as a productive responsibility, one that mandated excellence in every single frame of the two-part epic. Industry disruption begins with a shocking announcement or a massive budget, but it only succeeds through the discipline to step onto a set every day and do the unrelenting work required to actually create a legend.